Okay, so welcome to this video interview with Jeanette Griffin about the eCare project that UFI recently concluded. Jeanette, maybe we could start with some background information. Who were the people involved in the project? There was obviously the college, but who else was involved?
Yes, so Barking Dagenham College were involved with Care City, who are based in Barking, and the college had worked with them previously, and we also engaged GPs, physiotherapists along the way, and the care sector. So there are lots of people involved.
Great. Okay. So in a nutshell, what was the challenge that you were trying to solve?
Right. We were trying to solve a problem that domiciliary care workers have. They have a lot of complex conditions in the community, the people they care for. And we were trying to identify a way of helping them spot signs of deterioration in their service users so that they could take action to potentially prevent any further deterioration and take prompt action to better care for their service users.
And what was the challenge in a vocational sense? What was the challenge that those workers were facing in their day-to-day, working environment?
They're very time poor. They go from their one service user to another. It's very sort of intense work that they do, and they don't have a lot of time to sort of sit down and do sort of formal studying in that sort of sense. So we wanted something that was on the go for them, that could act as a buddy, really, to help them with their day-to-day jobs that would be easily, very accessible, very convenient for them. They use a lot of sort of mobile phones in their jobs. So that was something that we found out very early on through UFI, through the discovery phase that we did. So it was really important that we use that information that we learned in that project for the impact project that we did.
Okay, great. And so tell us a bit more, in a focused way, what was the solution that you came up with?
Right. Well, we approached it in a sort of a case study scenario, and there was 3 main strands to this. So we wanted to enable carers to have a little bit more understanding of anatomy and physiology, things like how the lungs work, how the heart works, and then how that affected specific conditions that were very common, things like chest infections, perhaps urine infections, things that they would come across on a day-to-day basis. And then what we wanted them also to do was to learn how to use some of the digital tools that are available. And that's through, a lot of that was through Care City's input. And then through all of this, we then wanted them to have a conversation with a health professional. So we wanted to have, sort of enable them to have the confidence to have those professional conversations with GPs. It could be 111, it could be 999, to have those conversations. So those 3 strands were not available in any other format, in a quick sort of way for them to do that. So that's how we did it, through creating an app. Through our digital team at the college, and as I say, other colleagues in the care sector.
Okay, and so that covers quite a wide range of things. And what do you think was the most innovative thing about your solution, if you had to pick one thing?
I think it was the engagement of the app. We created characters. We created a platform where carers could see some things that they were familiar with. And we also embedded things that are protocols that are used out in the community. So it was very useful for the carers because they could see things that were really happening. So it was very contextual for them to be able to sort of do their job more effectively. And we found that the carers, the response was very positive, that they enjoyed it, they liked it, they engaged in it, which is really important when you're creating any kind of tool, that we want them to use it.
Brilliant. And then in that context, what kind of impact do you think it had on the learners who took it during the course of the project in the pilot?
I think they learnt what the feedback that we got from our evaluation, which was independently evaluated by Skills of Care, who are, primarily, a very, very good big voice in the care sector, that they had learned. They didn't know about certain sort of situations and how they might deal with them. So they did gain some confidence. They gained knowledge. Because of the situation with COVID, we also included a COVID case study, which was really beneficial. So we did find that the carers and the students who engaged in it found it very beneficial. They learned, they sort of learned about digital tools that they hadn't come across before, which was helpful in their day-to-day job.
Okay, great. Now, if I could just loop back to something you said a short while ago, a key aspect of the project was making learners more confident, in terms of training them to have more kind of confident conversations with people like doctors, I think. And could you tell us a little bit more about that aspect?
Yeah, we engaged sort of GPs and sort of paramedics, part of the paramedics, and we sort of talked about what kind of scenarios would happen and how the conversations would go. And we gave them ability to have practice conversations. And those sort of conversations are conversations that they hadn't potentially had before. Sometimes it would be their managers that would have those conversations. So I think it gave them ability to rehearse a conversation in a safe context. And we gave them various different sort of solutions. And that was really helpful because they could gather as much information as possible through the scenarios and then put that into practice.
Great. Okay. Well, just looking to the future, what is the future for the project? How's it aiming to scale up and make a wider impact?
Yeah, the future is really good. Throughout the project, we engage with students and carers, and it's been cascaded through North East London, North West London, and we hope other parts of London, and then nationally. We're embedding it going forward into a qualification that might be an apprenticeship, or it might be a standalone qualification. And we want all carers to have this ability, but we wanted to make it fit for purpose. So we're engaging with domiciliary care agencies and other people in the sector to ensure it is fit for purpose, that knowledge we can use. All carers will have access to this free. So they can download the app, they can use it in their day-to-day work. Students will continue to use this, and it'll be sort of contextualized into and mapped across their qualification. So the future is very positive. And we're going to start piloting this in a few months with some sort of care agencies, because the role that a lot of care workers do now is an enhanced role. It's kind of an expert care role, and this app will certainly, enable carers to do that more effectively.
Okay, brilliant. And my last question really is about UFI as a funder. So what was it like working with UFI, and was there a particular aspect of support you received that was particularly valuable?
Yeah, I mean, right from the very start, we did a discovery project, which allowed us to test a hypothesis, really. And then we went forward with the impact project. We gained a tremendous amount of support from UFI. We needed to, because of COVID, we needed to extend the project, and that support was invaluable. We didn't feel any pressure on us because of that, because the sector were overwhelmed at the time because of COVID and the role of the vaccinations. So we gained a lot of support from in the evaluation, how to approach the scaling up aspect of it. We were supplied with lots of different consultants throughout the project through UFI. We had monthly meetings to keep everybody on track, which was really important because time sort of runs away with you sometimes. So it was really important to have that kind of focus, and in a way, keeping the focus on the learners that we utilise in this project. So the support was invaluable to us, and it gave us a lot of enrichment for the college, and it's ongoing as well, because we've got more support throughout the year after this project is finished, and the college will also want to work with UFI again on other projects. I know they're planning that as well.
Well, thanks very much, Jeanette, for that overview of eCare. It was a great project to be involved with myself, and I look forward to hearing more about it in future.
Lovely. Okay, thanks, Daniel.